Yep, looks like I was right. The gasket pretty much disintegrated. You can kind of see it's broken there. See if I can get a better light on it. Pretty much right in half. So it's leaking. It was so bad there's even chunks of it coming out, and that could be from several things. Probably because I tightened it too tight. That's my guess, is that I cinched down on it too tight and spread it up and opened it. So now I get to make a new gasket for this, and I'm going to use a different type of material. Let me get that out real quick. This time I'll be using this. It's basically the same material that this washer is made out of, and it's the same size, so it should be fine. And it's gas and oil resistant, so I believe it is. I hope it is. We'll find out, I guess. Anyway, yep, I'm going to make a new gasket for this here. So really all I'm going to do is I'm going to just put the bolt on it like this. Draw a line around it, cut that out, and then cut it a little bit bigger. So the gasket's can be bigger than the original one, but I can trim it down later. So I will show you that when I'm all done. I just want to show you this real quick. I've got the gasket material cut out and stuck through the bolt, and what I did was took a pen and just drew an outline of the head of the bolt. That way when I slide it in, so this is where I'm going to cut the gasket, right? And I know that it's going to get a good seal now. So boom, done. Just showing you little simple steps. The first one, all I did was I laid the bolt on it and outlined the bolt, and then cut that hole out with a razor blade. And now I'm going to lay the nut on it, or the bolt on it, and outline the head, and then cut the gasket. And then that's how you get a decent sized gasket that's the right size. So just wanted to show you that. I will show you the results here in a minute. I like to show everything on here, so I'm going to show you what I just did. I was trying to cut out the second cuts on the gasket, and I pulled too hard and I ripped it right in half. So got to start all over. So we'll try it again. Alright, and there it is. It's not pretty. Oh, that's the pen. It's not pretty, but it will definitely work. So I'm just going to slip that on there and show you what's going on. And there you go. You know, it's going on the bottom of the carburetor anyway. So I may trim off the edges and make it a little more round, but it really doesn't matter too much. You're not going to see it. So it does, as long as it does its job, that's all I care about. And I truly don't want to mess with it too much, because it's so delicate. It rips real easy. That's why I had to make a second one. So yeah, it's not pretty, and I'm not a machine, but guess what? I'll bet you anything that keeps gas in now. So we will put this back on real quick and turn the gas back on and see what happens. There we go. No longer leaking, so that gasket worked. And it's on this bolt head right here, which is coming directly from the fuel tank and down, and there's a fuel filter inside of there. So yeah, that gasket wasn't pretty, but as you can see, you never even notice it. The only people who are going to notice it are me, because I made it, and you, because I showed it to you. That's it. I've got the gas on now, as you can see. Gas is on both petcocks. Down means it's on. And I've got no other leaks anywhere in the carb, which is a great sign. That means the gasket I put in down the float bowl down here earlier is still holding true. And I don't know if you remember, but I did put some RTV in it just to, you know, for security, my peace of mind, basically. But I don't think I needed to. The gasket was just fine. And if anything, gas should be coming out of some orifice somewhere, because the float's would stick, and they're not sticking, which means they're floating right now, so that's a good sign. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this fuse link back in, and I realized I didn't have an actual fuse to go into that fuse holder that I bought, but I probably have one out in the truck, so I'll run out there and find one. It's probably just a 15 amp, it's probably the most it is. A 15 amp would be fine, something like that, maybe even a 7 or something. I'll try whatever I can find, just to get it going. And I would grab one out of this bike, but guess what? It also uses the old glass style, which I plan on fixing at some point, but that one runs right now, so I'm not messing with it. That's why I'm messing with this one, because it doesn't run. So anyway, oh yeah, I had the gas cap off so that it could breathe well, which it already was. I just, was messing with it. So gas cap's on. There's about a gallon of gas in here. No leaks anywhere. Carbs are on. I'm kind of running through everything in my own head just to make sure. So right now I'm going to fix this, put the plug wires back onto the coils, install the battery, and I'm going to try to kick it over. Yeah, I'm going to do it with these old coils. Even if these old coils are good and they actually get the bike to kick over, I'm still going to replace them. I've already ordered some. I'm just going to replace them anyway because they're, corroded and bad, and I don't want an issue with them later. And I've already ordered new ones, so why not? But I just want to see. I mean, we're right there. I'm right there. So we will be back. I'll be back, sorry. Well, I've got this fuse and I couldn't find the right size to go into it, but what I did find was this little mini 15 amp that I had laying around, and it's good. So it's not technically the best fuse for it, but guess what, it works. It fits in there and it works, and that's all I really care about right now. So yeah, oh, backwards. Yeah, I'm ready to put that onto the motorcycle. Now I've got a 15 amp fuse. I don't think 15 should be more than enough. Maybe too much even. But we'll see. Yep, just wanted to show you that real quick. And I'm going to put this on the bike. I wanted to show this to you. So this is the main lead with the fuse. And I just soldered it, so it's still really hot. You can see it's soldered together. And the shrink tube I had, because of the heat and it was so close, the shrink tube itself shrunk up onto the here, so I won't be able to slide it down. And that kind of sucks. So yeah, that's where it's at. So I'll just go ahead and tape that up and be done with it, I guess. I could take it back apart. I could unsolder it, maybe put a larger piece of shrink tube on, or cut this tape down here and run the shrink tube even further away so it doesn't get hot. But yeah, at least it's soldered together. That was the main point, right? It's soldered together, so yeah, just the little things you run into when you're messing with stuff. So just want to show that to you. Next, I'm gonna strip the tip on this and then make it connect to this battery just like that. So stay tuned. Let me show you what I did. I had the negative on the positive and the positive on the negative like an idiot. It's huge right there, a big minus and a big plus, and I just ignored it and hooked the negative up over here and the positive up over here. I even cut my wires short so it would fit here and look nicer. Well, guess what? Now it's too short and this sticks up. So I'm gonna have to get a new one of these. It's $7, but whatever. But the worst part is I blew the fuse. The only fuse I could find, I blew. So I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, it's blown. 'Cause I'm an idiot. So I'm trying to show you everything, even the mistakes I make, right? That one was at a 15 amp. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go out to the truck again and the car and see if there are any spares in either one of those two vehicles, because I don't have any in the garage here. I don't have any extra ones. So it can either be a mini like this, which will work because you just saw this one blue, which means it's doing this job, or it could be this, the larger one, the standard one. So yeah, pay attention to what you're doing. I wasn't, and I blew the only fuse I could find readily available. So let me go see if I can find another fuse, and I'll get back to you.